And so we are live on Substack.
I still
Oh,
no, I still see preview mode.
yeah, you're right. Uh, oh, yeah, now we're live.
Hey, yes, we are. I see some people joining. Oh, cool. Oh, we're popular. This. Oh, wow, 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 wow. What's happening? It's probably because you set it up, Ole. Because usually, if it's only me, it's like 5 people.
Come on, JTP, come on, come on. Okay, so this is very nice. Thank you, everyone, for joining. No, I think this is like okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This is turning into a bigger event than I expected. And maybe we should do a more
Structured thing.
structured presentation at this point. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I simply think that we need to do a formal introduction of who we are at this point. JGP, there are 80 people listening in. So why don't you go first?
Okay. So I'm Jean-Georges Perrin, or JGP, and I I work with Emma and Ole at Action because I'm still working on my title, so it doesn't really. But we are in the thought leadership group and trying to kind of well, I would say not influence, but understand the trends and prepare some answers and evangelize a little bit about what we are what we're doing, and it is inside the company and outside the company. I've traveled quite a bit already this year, and but now I've got finally time to focus on taking care of our people as well. So, and it looks like I started some controversy as well, so which is always a little bit more fun. So
Oh, I can also briefly introduce myself.
yeah,
Like
go ahead.
the list of participants is growing at such a speed that I didn't see everyone attending this call. But I really want to reach out to you, Animesh Kumar, just joined, and say kudos for everything that you put out there on Substack and on LinkedIn. I've been following your work for years. I still enjoy it a lot. So thank you for that. My my name is Ole Olesen-Bagneux. I'm so my title is fixed. I'm the chief evangelist in Action. I'm also an Orelli author, like JGP. My first book, The Enterprise Data Catalog, was published some years ago, and thank you. And now I've also published my second book, Fundamentals of Metadata Management. I'm working on some stuff that I'm trying to keep secret, but I will be writing more in the time to come. Also,
Yeah,
so
Olu has exciting project in his bag.
well, thank you, and I guess with so many new participants, I will tell a little bit about the story of how I ended up in this role, and JGP, maybe you can do the same, because I anticipate that at least a certain amount of the people joining today have not heard us speaking live yet. So I'll just briefly explain who I am. And I think we should do that, both of us, JGP. To share a little more context about me. I have a PhD from the University of Copenhagen. I always say that because I wanted to be a professor, but then I went into industry. And obviously, once you get used to that kind of salary, you don't go back to university. uh, and I worked as an enterprise architect for many years, focusing on data. And then I discovered data catalogs, and I was so underwhelmed by this type of technology that I felt like writing a book about how data catalogs should be built and how they should be implemented. And along the way, I discovered this. I discovered a couple of cool technologies, but the one that I was really impressed about, really amazed about, actually, was a small company called Cinea. And so I invited them to write the preface of my book, which is really a like a something you shouldn't do as an independent tech author. You should not invite a technology to write the forward. But here was the small startup based out of Paris that were actually doing all of the things that I said was the way you should work with data catalogs. So when I invited them to write the preface of the book, and that turned out to be Guillaume Baudet, the chief product officer in Cinea, and he also had the CEO responsibility. And I had never met him at that point, but he, I was invited into Cinea after the publication of my book. It did well. It got a lot of praise. It got translated. A lot of people read it. It was the heydays of the modern data stack, and everyone was trying to figure out what a data catalog was. So it was published at the right moment in time, and I think the rest is history. But that's really me. I mean, that's why I talk about the Actian data intelligence platform, which at the core of it is Cinea still, right? So I travel and write and talk and educate about how to do modern data management, data governance. Obviously, in the age of AI, a lot of things are changing dramatically. So I think, and maybe we can have time to discuss this at a later point in time, but I think um, that AI is doing a lot of good things for data management because unlike data engineering or other fields of data, in the case of data management, a lot of the like time-consuming, cumbersome tasks are getting automated, which is a really key element if you want to succeed with these uh, rather heavy initiatives in the enterprise. I think enough of me ranting. Back to you, JT.
I don't want to rant, I want, so I said this episode we should talk a little bit about love and data, okay? And because Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I don't know how big it is in Denmark, but here in the US, it's kind of a little bit of a crazy thing. So so did you know that 1 out of 5 Brits reported meeting their long-term partner through online gaming?
So, I mean, uh, are you asking me? No.
No, no,
Uh,
it's more like a rhetorical question. So hey, and because we've got a crowd, just feel free to ask any questions about what Ole and I are working on, and we'll do our best to answer it in this little time. But it's nice to have an audience. So lately, and I'm also working a lot with AI and with for AI, I would say, with for under top whatever around. So pick your word. Um, and I'm a little late to respond to that, but I've been working on the idea of trying to understand more than define what is AI ready data, and and I think that something we're getting to understand is really what is the context around AI ready data, okay? And and if you have ideas, please share with us, debate with us, because it's not easy, all right? We're still very early. I wouldn't say it's research grade so far, but it's not it's not insignificant in terms of things we've got to discuss about. So
Absolutely.
mhm.
No, absolutely. Hey, I want to say thank you to everyone once again for like this amount of listeners to our podcast or our weekly Substack live is really really impressive. I don't know if I hit another button that I usually do when I plan this event, but wow, thank you so much for being on, every one of you. Uh, I'm on my phone, so I can see, Ramona, that you have a bit of difficulties sharing comments. I also have quite a bit of difficulties reading them because I'm on my phone. So I know, JTP, you're on your computer.
Yep,
So at
I
any
will.
point you feel like interrupting me because of a comment, please just do so. Um, maybe maybe you share a bit about the travels that you've done lately, because you've been traveling quite extensively, JGP. Can you share more about that?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about my travel as well. Okay, so but before that, I have a question: is are you a data set? Because I feel a strong correlation with you.
With me?
Okay, okay. Well, you know. Uh, anyway, so yeah, hey, there's some pickup lines for data people. Okay, we're not always we're not always the most talented there. Um, no, I've been traveling quite a bit this year already. I've been to London, Paris, Basel. Um, where else? Austin, uh, and Seattle and Portland. Okay, and I think that's it. So yeah, and I've met fantastic people, and uh, and to understand, to actually the to see the level of maturity grow. Okay, so there's really a growth, a significant growth in maturity when it comes to, well, my field of passion, which is data contracts and data products. Okay, so more and more people understand what it is, and it's it, and so the impact, and you know, I don't want to reveal much things completely secret, especially in like where like so many people, but we've mandated a study, and the results, you know, are pretty incredible, about the benefits, the proven benefits of data products for in the context of AI. So I think this is since the beginning of the year. This has been a little bit of a wow and a you know, mind blow kind of thing. I think this is pretty fantastic. So.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and
yeah. I look forward to.
yeah, and really meeting people, you know, I've met so many people, so many new people, and existing friends, and seeing the evolution of everything of that it's fantastic. So yeah, and Ramona, we're not going to open the chat right now with everybody because this is going to be a little bit crazy. But if you've got questions, yeah, just dump it. Yeah. So otherwise, you'll have another dad joke about. About data. Uh,
Please. Yeah. I will come up with something to say before you go in that direction, JTP. So I need to think of something very fast. No, I think like in terms of how AI is changing data management, I want to get back to that a little bit, because I think we're in a very fortunate, like, data management and data governance are these heavy disciplines that are like cumbersome activities for companies that everyone agrees on that we need to do, but a lot of people um, are trying to like, when it really needs to be done, these types of activities are something that a lot of people do not look forward to. It's repetitive work, it's hard work, it's often the failure point of strategic data initiatives.
yeah.
So I think that, like, a lot of people are questioning their future because of AI, also in the data space. I think I think, to be honest, that for everything data management and data governance, it's the complete opposite. And it's not because I'm just some happy-go-lucky guy. I really mean it. I think that data management is facing a bright, bright future because of AI. So many things that were manual and like where you had to provide tips and tricks to really get things done and like get everyone in the room, get everyone on board, and like how can we tweak data governance to actually make it work? We have a real chance of making it work with AI in a way that I just haven't seen in many, many years. So I'm very, very uh, optimistic about that. Simply
Yeah.
because, yeah. No, please chip
No,
in.
no, I agree with you. I think that at some point we see AI like like the B2C AI level, okay, like the Chat GPT or the Claude or whatever, okay. Well, there's a kind of a little bit of the professional version of that when you start coding with Claude Code, for example. But the thing is, what are the kind of the real use case for the enterprise and not for the individual in the enterprise, right? The thing is, so this is where it starts to be very, very interesting, as you're saying, and because the governance is in the process of implementing the governance. Where does AI fit there? And because it's not, it, sure, it's going to simplify the work and of the data stewards, data curators, and all those people. But the thing is, it's part of the enterprise thing. So there's really a use case, and it's linked to automation. And I think that, you know one thing I've seen is that the borders are getting a little bit more blurry when you think about governance, ops, and engineering, for example. The when you're shifting left some tasks, like, okay, like I'm going to shift left some of the governance tasks on the data engineers, for example. uh the borders, the limit are getting a little bit more blurry than they used to be. And especially where AIs or data contracts and data products fit in. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think because you can actually accelerate the knowledge by doing that. Okay, it removes some of the gated processes as well, so you're more in a more agile way. I I don't know if to put all the consultant buzzwords in one sentence there, but I think we're on the verge of that. And the agile enterprise will come with agile data, and we and that's of course via using AI. Yeah, so yeah.
Mm. No, agree, agree. I see. I'm relatively resistant to consultancy buzzwords. I can. You're not. You're not. You're not even killing me softly here. Don't worry about it. Uh, but I think that's exactly right. I mean, I I do see many discussions around. So I just see the. Anyway, this is a little bit off topic, but I wanted to elevate the discussion a little bit, given that we have so many people. Normally, it's more like, what have you been doing this week? What have I been doing this week? This type of conversation. But given that we are so many people, I wanna say that I really see at a higher level many activities changing in a surprising way. And so, first of all, data management, data governance, which is, I was thinking of this book that I read some years ago by Laura Madsen. It's a great, great book, Disrupting Data Governance, from Technics Publications, which is really like focusing on the essentials of data governance in a way that is more pragmatic and more realistic in terms of what you can get done. I mean, I would like to see a book like that in a second edition, reconsidering what data governance looks like in the age of AI.
Yeah, yeah.
I I likewise, another discipline that I see flip flopping a lot is I know it's perhaps considered as a little uh, boring or even dinosaur-ish in the US, but enterprise architecture. Like, if we have a situation where the company can spin up a lot of applications, I don't know if that will be the reality. We're talking about that, like the challenge of software as a service versus companies spinning up software themselves. If that is something that will materialize, something like enterprise architecture will regain an importance that it has not had for many years, simply because the amount of applications will explode.
The
I don't.
well, the number of applications will explode because when you think about the agent, and
Yeah,
just doing that, there's no other way, and it's going to be a
absolutely.
nightmare of shadow IT in big enterprises for sure. But
It
our
will.
our enterprise architects, they probably, I was an enterprise architect as well. Um, it was it's going to be interesting to see how they evolve because they probably will have to have some AI products to help them manage this flow of information of coming from all this, all the flow of this quantity of apps. Okay, and once more, when I was, talking about borders, a border between software and data is going to be even more blurry. Okay,
Yeah.
because when you're thinking about data scientists that were self-service consuming apps and hacking some things in Jupyter somewhere, and well, now this is becoming an agent. Okay, so they can just consume data and application in a crazy way. So.
I
But
also
but
want to.
did you know that, dating a data scientist, um, it means that every argument you end up is coming with, "Yes, but show me the data."
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, JJ, we need to change the subject. Really, really, I need to push you away from those jokes. But no,
Nobody
think
seems to like them anyway. I don't see any reaction, so
I I wanna share like a final thing. And for everyone listening in, we do this conversation for half an hour. That's really it. So we have a couple of minutes left. Thank you very much, every one of you, for joining this conversation. We're very thankful for that. I wanna Another element that I think of in just a new perspective is the topic of my first book, the data catalog. With the rise of AI, especially all the buzz around Claude Code, I've heard the argument presented. Oh, well, I can build a data catalog over a weekend or in a week or something like that. I think that is, first of all, I think that is very, very unrealistic. But let's try to accept the premise of what that expression really means. Uh, I think that certain people want to say that metadata management is becoming more simple. That you can build this app and then you can scan everything and you have your metadata infrastructure architecture set up. I think we're facing the exact opposite situation. I think we're facing a reality, just like we said, we established that the amount of applications is going to explode. It's going to grow exponentially because of AI. With that reality comes a metadata reality that is way more complicated than what we've seen in the past. That's just a matter of fact. We will have many more applications.
yeah,
They will contain many more types of metadata,
yeah,
and having the overview of that, however you want to build that, will get more complicated.
yeah,
So AI may redefine the speed at which you can build something to monitor it, but actually monitoring it will become more complicated. There's more work to do, not less. So that's in a way that's how I see these things, and I think we need to watch out in saying that okay, we can build that over a weekend. Yeah, but maybe that's not the point.
yeah. And even if you do it in things will change, definitely. I really think, I was discussing with uh, some of the most mature companies using data products and data catalog this week. And the level of dependence on metadata is also growing. What I mean is, it's not like a some people see, some people see the catalog as kind of the end part, okay, where, okay, I'm pushing everything and it's visible in the catalog. And then humans consume from that. But there's also this more and more notion of the catalog being the central place for operations as well. A bit like a like a big, more like a technical catalog. But then you've got to think that, yeah, SLAs are different for that kind of stuff because they're part of they part of the ops ecosystem. So, and when you're thinking about this way, is there's no way you do that over a weekend. Even if you vibe code like crazy, because you've got to achieve a lot of nines and things like that. So we'll see how it is. But metadata is evolving. What I call also metadata. All the SLAs, all the data quality rules, all the behavior you're expecting from from your data and metadata. So all that is. And it's needed to define. I think the big need is, when you've got to ask yourself the five whys. Okay. So I think it's just because AI needs this context. Okay. And we want AI. So AI needs to be fed with the context. And the context is definitely not a graph, but it's definitely it's rich from all of those metadata that comes with the data, but at a point that we've never expected and anticipated before. Okay, because, yeah, it's nice to say, oh, this column's name is customer ID and it matches a customer ID, etc. Okay, but the thing is, what's a customer? Okay, what's a customer in the context of the enterprise? What are the rules that we use to govern the customer, etc., etc.? Because all these things for AI to be efficient needs to be shared with the model. Okay, so I think we are still far from having this knowledge widely shared with the right LLM. So yeah, metadata is key.
And what a beautiful way to end the session. We will be ending in a minute. Thank you everyone for listening in. We can guarantee the level of discussion will continue. Please reach out if you have any questions or comments on Substack and on LinkedIn. Yes, Ramona, maybe it's the fear of Friday the 13th that
Right, it's
will
just
take
yeah, it's more because tomorrow's Valentine Day, so
In any case, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. We will be here next week discussing new hot topics in data and AI. Please join us for conversation. Please reach out and see you soon.
exciting things coming. Yeah. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.